It comes in waves, but the majority of them, I'm going to say there's sort of the kids that nobody else wants, but that's not true either. We have some that come for behavioural issues and that are medicated, that can't stay in school 5 days a week, some that are homeschooled, so they really come for social reasons, some that are on the spectrum. There is no, and everyone's inclusive, so we don't have any race, religion, everyone's inclusive, and that's one of the best things that I reckon about this farm is that you can show with the animals is that different's fine, and that different people can get on, like the sheep can get on with the goats and the pigs can get on with, and the turkeys, and we all live on this tiny area. Why do they all get on? What is the common denominator that feeds that, And a lot of it's through mentoring, so how we behave in relationships with other workers, how we behave with the kids, how we behave with the animals. If we come from a space of love and genuineness, then that sort of seeps through to the young people. But like I said, they can come for any sort of reason. I think the biggest obstacle for me has been how to separate, because I work and live on the same property, is how to separate for me what is work and what is home time. So some of the stories we have are so horrific that it just, and especially if you yourself get triggered, so it's very hard sometimes not to get overwhelmed by the sadness. And you don't always see the results. They're not broken, we're not fixing them. And so they go on, and they might still be teenagers, they might still get into trouble, but you just want them to have a memory of another way of being, another way of life can be. And lots of kids come back and say to me, I remember, such and such, and I remember the farm, and I remember this, and I remember that, which is what you want to do. That when they're older, they make better choices, or they just have a memory of, I actually like that way of being. So money is a real obstacle because we're a fee for service, but we can't charge as much as we need to because we're in an industry where there's no money. The government puts nothing in for youth really. Funding, everyone's scraping for funding, schools are scraping, DHS is scraping, Anglicare scraping, and donations. We've had, some really great donations. We've had a couple of big grants, but that's sort of all drying up again. So it's again hoping that we get enough to, keep ticking along, I suppose.